Hello, my name is Mark Rockwell, and I'm going to discuss how to properly hot iron wax a snowboard. There are many different ways to wax a snowboard, but the hot iron wax technique is the most effective way to ensure the wax is properly seated into the pores of the snowboard. I will discuss how to complete the hot iron wax technique in 4 steps. First, I will talk about the potential hazards of the hot iron technique, as well as the proper way to set up. Secondly, I will discuss how to apply the wax to the snowboard. Then I will cover the proper way to remove the wax, and finally, I will discuss the cleanup procedures. Now let's discuss what you need to perform this technique. To perform a hot iron wax, you will need an iron that is empty of all steam water, 1 stick of snowboarding wax, 1 plastic wax scraper, a large, preferably old, bed sheet, and 2 kitchen chairs. Once you have the items together, find a dry area that is large enough to fit you, your snowboard, and all of your equipment. Begin the setup by placing your large bed sheet on the floor, ensuring that it covers the largest possible area. Place your chairs roughly 3 to 4 feet apart in the center of the room facing you. This will act as a workbench for you to perform your hot iron wax. Now place your snowboard face down on the chairs. The snowboard should be supported by the tip and the front binding, and the tail and the back binding. Once your board is set up, plug in your iron and allow it to warm up for 2 to 3 minutes. The iron's heat setting should only be high enough to begin to melt the wax. Do not place the iron on the highest heat setting. Also, ensure the iron can reach the entire board plugged in. Place your wax in your scraper at your feet to ensure they are within reach. Please be aware that handling a hot iron can be dangerous. If you're not sure how to properly use an iron, consult the user's guide before attempting this technique. After your iron is warmed up, the setup is complete and you're now ready to apply the wax to your board. Now I'll discuss the proper way to apply wax to your snowboard. Begin by placing the wax stick on your snowboard. Now grab the iron with your dominant hand and rotate it so it is upside down. The point of the iron should be facing the board. Pick up your wax stick with the other hand, hold it against the iron, and carefully press until the wax begins to melt. As the wax melts, move your iron in a uniform pattern over the surface of the snowboard. Apply the desired amount of wax and place your wax stick off to the side. Now turn your iron right side up and hold it with your dominant hand. Begin to iron wax the surface of the snowboard. Press hard enough to remelt the wax. Move the iron in small circles and spread the wax in an even layer over the board. Once you have an even, smooth layer of wax on the snowboard, turn off and unplug the iron. Place it to a safe surface and allow it to cool. Let the wax sit on the snowboard for 10 to 15 minutes so it can seed into the pores properly. After the wax is properly cooled and seated, you are ready to remove the excess wax from the snowboard. The wax removal process can be long and exhausting. To begin this process, pick up your plastic wax scraper and stand in front of the snowboard. Hold the wax scraper in a dominant hand and slant it against the plane of the snowboard so the scraper creates an angle. Now place the scraper at one end of the snowboard and make a long stroke against the board. This is to scrape the excess wax that has dried on the snowboard. Sweep your hand across the board's surface to push off the wax scrapings as well as feel for any bulky or rough spots. Repeat this motion as many times as necessary to remove the excess wax that's on the board's surface. Once you are satisfied with the evenness of your wax layer, use the scraper to clean the excess wax off the metal edging. Again, turn the scraper at an angle and carefully run it along the length of the metal edging on the snowboard. It is very important to remove all the excess wax from the snowboard's edge. When you have finished clearing the excess wax off your snowboard, you are ready for cleanup. After exhausting yourself removing the wax, be happy to know that you have made the clean process very simple. First, remove all the excess wax shavings off the snowboard, chairs, and your scraper tool. Move the hot iron wax snowboard, the chairs, and the tools off the bed sheet area. Be sure to wipe off any excess wax shavings you may have on your clothing and walk to the edge of the bed sheet. Slip out of your shoes and step off the sheet, leaving your shoes on the sheet. Now you can clean off the bottom of your shoes. Once that is complete, pick up the sheet with all the wax shavings in it and take it to the nearest dumpster. After emptying the shavings into the dumpster, place your sheet with the rest of your waxing equipment so it does not get mixed with other sheets. Though the hot iron process is longer and more exhausting than other waxing techniques, it is the preferred method for waxing a snowboard. It is very important to use caution when handling a hot iron during this process. Once you have completed the 4 steps I have discussed, you have successfully hot iron waxed your snowboard and can now enjoy a finely waxed snowboard on the slopes. Thank you.